You say that women's decision process is like a spiral path. Marty, can you explain what you mean by this?
The spiral path is one of the key elements in my gender trends model, which I outlined in my first book, Marketing to Women. And the third element is the spiral path. And what I try to explain in the spiral path is that women's decision process actually is quite different from men's. And whereas men's process tends to be more linear, they will kind of go straight from here to there. And they'll start out by deciding what are the I'm usually talking about big ticket purchase decisions, not a can of peas or something, but something that's a car. It costs a lot of money, and it usually has a sales component too. So they're talking to somebody to get some information about it. And when men are approaching a big ticket decision like that, a couple $100s or some sort, they'll decide the top, I don't know, it depends on the category, 3, 4, 5 things that are most important to them. This is what I want in a car. This is what I want in a hotel room, etc. And what they will then do is they will go out and look for the thing that they decided that they want. That's not it, that's not it, that's not it, that's it, sold, buy it, take it home, watch the game. But what women's process is very different. It's not linear, and when I say it's spiral, it's because it tends to go backwards at numerous points in the decision process. And the reason for that is that when women are looking to make a big ticket purchase, they don't start out knowing what they want. They decide, well, I need something for this situation. I need something now that the kids are older. I need something to wear to the office party on Friday afternoon, something like that. And then when they go out looking for something, they expect to find options that they hadn't considered before. So instead of it being a process of not this, not that, it's a process of maybe this, maybe this, maybe this, maybe this, maybe this. Once I know what my options are, then I'll figure out what's the perfect answer for me and which one of these I'm going to look at. And so, or which one I'm going to choose. And so they don't start out saying, for example, she might start out saying, well, you know what, I'm really not a minivan kind of gal. I don't see myself driving minivans, so I'm going to look at SUVs because my kids are older and I got to be able to take the soccer team around. And maybe she goes into a dealership and she looks at an SUV, but then she looks across the showroom at something across the showroom in the same dealership, and it's a minivan, but it's actually much more stylish than a minivan that she's seen before. And she thinks, well, that's actually I wouldn't be embarrassed to drive that one. I think that I would look pretty good in that minivan. Well, then she might go and look at it and find out that it has, such and such features that she thinks are pretty cool. And she would, add that to the pile of consideration. Now, men would be like, oh my gosh, these women, they can't ever make up their minds. They're always changing their minds. She said she wanted an SUV. Here we are on the other side of the showroom. We're looking at minivans, and that's where it sort of came, the stereotype, I guess, of women being indecisive or women can't make up their minds. And it's because women are more open in their decision process, in their shopping process. And the spiral path just means that they go back from time to time, reevaluating it. But at the same time as they're looking at more options, they are also looking at more than just the top 3 or 4 or 5 things. They're looking at the specifics that make those things within the category more relevant to them, which is great for marketers. Because you know what? Every minivan has the same top 3 or 4 or 5 things. It's when you get farther down the list that you find out what makes your marketer's minivan different from the competitive minivan, and that's where you really get a chance to influence the purchase. So that's a great thing. And the reason that the spiral path per se is an element of the gender trends marketing mix, I guess I should go this way, the gender trends marketing mix is because every brand and every category needs to focus its marketing efforts at the sort of hot point of the buying process. In other words, is it that women have never heard of you and you need to be on their awareness set? Is it that women have heard of you but they don't have a favorable attitude or connection with your brand? Is it that they have a favorable connection with your brand but you're not top of mind because you haven't advertised in 2 years? And each stage of the purchase process. So you want to figure out where your brand's hot point is along the spiral path in order to concentrate your marketing message and your media where it will get the most bang for the buck.